We've just finished our first year in DE&I at WCG. What do you think?
Well, I'm truly excited to be working at the program level, writing charters and detailed plans for DE&I programs for sponsors. It's really been a rewarding year.
I agree. I think that we've been able to help sponsors and others see an increased understanding in their DE&I processes, in understanding what they need to do to diversify clinical trials, and think about ways of including more patients, more care providers, more members of the community, and others in their drug development process, their drug development operationalization, and what happens after the trial. It's an exciting time.
It is. I think ideally DE&I is run best as a top-down program across the portfolio level. However, I believe in meeting sponsors where they are on this journey. So if they're in a place where they just can make a modest start on one trial, it's definitely worth doing.
I agree. It's interesting. We've been brought into some projects where companies have been planning for a year. They have many, many tactics that they want us to tackle. And then we have others that have not, who have been working diligently on building their clinical trials program, but haven't focused as much on diversity and equity in clinical trials. And the openness to learning from the beginning, from building a strategic diversity plan that they can use with the FDA or others, to working with patients directly and their care providers and other community members in diverse participant advisory boards, and even just being willing to sit down with us and learn what the best approaches are for understanding the different patient populations, the different geographic locations, and how to make decisions based on diversifying their trials has been really enlightening and exciting.
That's true. And I think it's a really great indicator, that sponsors are tackling this at the program level, because to me it indicates that we've moved as an industry beyond all the talking, and now we're ready to really launch into the pragmatic steps that are necessary to close these gaps.
I agree. I think one of the things that we've done well, and you've really led us with that, is building a framework around the work itself, right? So coming up with some tools to help sites and sponsors follow a process that is maybe somewhat intuitive to us because this is our work, but helps them understand the steps necessary to be successful.
Yes, I think it demystifies it and it makes it very feasible for the teams to tackle, and they understand step by step what they need to do. There's great frameworks, academic frameworks out there that we all can learn from, that we can look for guidance to. But I think what remains is really the commitment and doing the work necessary to ensure that you have that robust diversity strategy. It's so important for the FDA to consider it a robust strategy, but it's also important for those patients and communities that are awaiting these trials.
Well, it is. I think what it shows is that we have a commitment not just to change one disease, not just to help one patient population, but to change the industry, to change how we conduct clinical trials. And so everybody needs to buy in. How you accomplish that is ultimately up to your culture within your company. But if we can provide people with a framework to make it easier and do some of the heavy lifting for them, ultimately the patients, the healthcare providers, the other health professionals will benefit.